All right, so I'm in here in the fish store. He's got the first fish store shirt on, but why don't you tell them about yourselves a little bit and the shop?
My name is Dan. I've been working here since '96. I bought the shop in 2009 and we moved it from our old location on 61st and Roosevelt up here on the Lake City Way about 4 years ago. So
Cool.
we're just making sure we can get information to everybody and quality animals and plants and equipment.
Awesome.
The same thing we've been doing for almost 50 years now.
50 years, so that's really important, guys, to come in and support your local shops. This is a Seattle area legend, basically. I think it has to be probably the oldest fish shop that's continuously run. So I just wanted to say they're not just an old school fish shop, though. They've got all sorts of tools and utensils for aquascaping. They've got dragonstone at a killer price and all sorts of wood for your tank if you're into the aquascaping and nano tanks. We already went over the nano tank display. They've got all your current electronics and CO2 and all that kind of stuff. They do salt water. I see right now they've got bristlenose pleco hides or any sort of fish hides, but I know that's what you guys are into. So we're going to take a look at the fish unless you had anything else to say. And thank you for having us in. Yeah. All right. So it looks like we've got another tank here, salt, some beautiful critters in here. Is this clown like a painted or a what does it have a name as the like extra white clown kind of thing? Snowflake. Okay. So I'm not a saltwater guy, but this store has awesome saltwater stuff, so I highly recommend coming in. I'm gonna kind of breeze through the saltwater stuff just because I don't know as much about it. So they do saltwater and they do freshwater, they do cichlids, but you know, they've also got the glow tetras and the modern stuff. Like he said, they've been open for 50 years. A lot of people may remember it down on Roosevelt if you're from Seattle or the Northwest even. They had things that even my dad bought back in the day. You know, they had Oscars and piranhas and things like that, like gnarly fish. So it's a lot of young guys work here that are passionate about fish and gals, and it's a really cool shop. In here we've got a lot of tanks of stuff moving. We've got some albino anistris or plecos essentially. We've got some gold tetras, we've got gold barbs and silver tip tetras, all for a great price, under $3. Clown loaches, headlight and tail light tetras, butterfly pleco, white cloud, gold white cloud, honey gouramis, cherry barbs. So you got your staples, plus you got some interesting ones. White clouds are awesome. You can put them in a pond outside and they do just fine. We've got snow white danios and glow danios, Florida killifish. Just awesome stuff here. Plus on the bottom here, they've got all the plants. You know, they've got their crypts, they've got their ferns, they've got their water top stuff. So if you got fish that munch down on plants, I recommend coming in here. Assorted Anubis that are huge for, you know, $5 to $11.99. Pretty cool. Looks like they're getting some new fish in. You know, they've got special breeds of Cory that are pretty cool, and good deals on those. You can see the fish are happy and healthy. I don't come in here and find a whole bunch of dead ones, just to show you that their prices are fair on Corys. Under $3 for a Cory in here, so stop on in and check it out. We've got blue rams by the boatload, you know, reasonable price, under $10. Males and females separated, of course. We've got Serpe tetras, pea puffers for under $4. And then we've got some red-eye monk tetras. So they've got a good tetra selection in here, which is music to my ears. Also in their saltwater tanks, you know, we've got all sorts of fish in here, races, yellow tangs. You know, there was a moray at one point in here. We've got more clownfish up here, and really they seem to specialize in a lot of plants. So plants and living rock and live features, big time. Then also we've got brackish water fish, so like estuaries. They live in fresh and salt. They can live in high tannins, high salt water. And we've got a green spotted puffer for, what's that? $6.98. That is insane. So beautiful fish. Wanted to get a zoom in on him. Those ones are, other than the Mubu puffers, those are probably the most friendly little puffers. They're still going to chomp on your other fish, but for a puffer, they're great. We've got violet dragon gobies, red scats. You can see the markings on there. They are a pretty fish. And so yeah, they've got a decent brackish water selection. They've got their sailfin mollies, which are looking really good. These are great for growing outdoors in the warmer seasons around here, or all year in other locations. We've also got Fantail Goldfish back here, looking really good. You know, they have a decent selection of fancy goldfish. It looks like some Ranchu goldfish, and they've got different selections kind of put together, but you can see here that they've got a nice assortment of fish together. They've got their bubble filters and loaches in there. You know, they've got the black bulged eye ones, so very cool. We've got tiger barbs, pink tails, and rosy barbs together. Then we've got discus. It's darker in this corner, but they have some really nice markings. If you've ever needed guppies, this is the place to come. They have a lot of, as we call it, feeder guppies or assorted guppies. And they've got them obviously separated by the sexes. But if you need guppies, this is the shop for you. They also have the Exodon Tetras, get fairly big. They're pretty cool. Sorry about the glare in here, guys. But what I really love about this shop is everything that they've got. They're keeping wood and plants, whether fake or real, doesn't really matter. But the fish have something to feel safe and to kind of hide behind and so forth. There's also upside down catfish. They're pretty cool, sometimes kind of hard to find around here. So it looks like someone flipped them upside down at birth. We've got algae eaters, algae eating sharks, some beautiful plants. You know, we've got the scarlet temple plant. If you get that, you're going to need some iron in your water, and probably some phosphorus beyond just needing nitrogen. Here we've got earth eaters, blue flame tetras, roseline sharks again, chili rasboras, lamp eye killifish, which doesn't show up in the video, but their eyes are just bulging and like they're like headlights that call you from across the room. Over here we've also got some bigger discus going on, some big angelfish going on. If you can kind of see, that's a bad comparison. They're almost the size of my hand, some of them. We've also got the elephant nose guys right in here. It looks like a taper or something. We've got Marlboro discus at a great price. They're real young, which is great. They'll adapt to your water. Blue diamond discus, same great price. Snakeskin discus, even better price. So very good stuff around here, and it's always changing. I just recommend this shop. You know, they've got the Lake Victorian mouth brooders, which are really cool to watch grow up. If you haven't tried raising those yet, give that a go. They've also got neon tetras and checkerboard tetras. I got my tetras and the first batch of shrimp here. They've been doing well. It looks like they've got an L33 king pleco, as well as some rummy nose tetras in here still. I got my rummy nose here also. Looks like there's African dwarf frogs, and looks like maybe Singapore fan shrimp, I'm guessing. Big chunky shrimp. And then plants too. Good for people of all ages to come in here. We've got marbled hatchetfish, silver hatchetfish, lots of great stuff in the shop right now. So lots of good stuff in this shop all the time. So we've got just your typical silver hatchetfish up here. Good price on those. We've got your paradise fish, more killifish, bloodfin tetras, small angelfish, gold rams, more plecos, as is the vogue right now. People are keeping plecos all over the store, which is great. And then, you know, again, there's more than 2 aisles full of different plants here, and I can say that their plants have been awesome. I've kept them, they've multiplied, I've been able to grow them on my own from here. It looks like they have some Palladius Corridora with the green shimmer to them. Great price on those, $4. Sometimes people call those like an emerald Corridora, emerald spot Corridora. Lots of snails in here. They've got stir-by Corridora. Those are one of my favorite, along with the Julii. Sword tails with the extra long sword on the males there. They're looking good. They're not under optimal lighting, but I bet if you get those home, they would be beautimous. So wrapping things up, you know, we've kind of got their assorted gourami tank, some nice looking markings on there. Looks like there's a honey and some blue, and then we've got another community tank with some beautifully red barbs, larger plants like rotala, vallisneria, scarlet temple, crypts, foxtail, tiger lotus, all good stuff, and growing well in there in the community tank. And then we also have an entire selection, always kids' favorites other than the Nemo fish, of the bettas. So they've got all sorts of bettas from, you know, an awesome price of $4.98 to $11.98, $14.98, but they are they have some really beautiful fish in here. And just because it's old equipment and an old shop, don't let that fool you. These people take care of their fish and they look beautiful. They've got an Oscar for $20. If somebody wants a monster fish, this guy's gotta be a few pounds. And he's got some nice markings. They're the least cooperative fish ever. It looks like he has done as they all do and messed with his tank. This is kind of their orphanage. If you want to see a titanic, ginormous pleco, this is one of the largest ones I've seen around here. They'll take in fish for other people. We've got more Oscars that are $20. I mean, if you have a big monster fish tank going and you need a big monster fish, these are, I mean, you don't have to wait. These are monsters. They are adults. And this pleco should just a fair warning, if you have plecos, they get big. So also got the Texas cichlids, as some people call them, large angelfish of a little bit higher caliber, and they're gonna run you like $20. Good price again. And then lastly, we've got more like microfish and nanofish, and so we've got royal plecos, we've got dwarf petricola, fancy nearite snails, looks like emerald eye rasboras and or dwarf rasboras, thread fin rainbows, checker barbs, panda cories. They're kind of lazy. Julii cories, I love them. They're probably my favorite. That's what I am breeding currently. They're also a lazy guy right now. Looks like they just got fed. And then we've got some other interesting little comings and goings. The Lake Tanganyika catfish, always a beautiful choice here. If we can get them out. The petricola, very cool looking fish. And that's a larger one. That's probably 3 inches long, so great spot to come if you can't wait for the little babies to grow up. And then we've also got some other cichlids down below. Lastly, we're gonna touch off on some shrimp. They've got some red crystal shrimp, yellow shrimp, red cherry shrimp, blue velvet shrimp, red really shrimp, and black crystal shrimp. I've bought all of those here. They've all done well. You know, here's some more cichlids above that. Their shrimp right now is on sale for what? $3 a shrimp. So pretty cool deal right there. You should probably come down and get that. I've had some that are Sakura or fire grade in this shop, and so definitely recommend it. So thanks for staying tuned, you guys, and checking out this shop. I'll be doing more local shop highlights, but this one and Aquarium Co-op and Aquazen are 3 shops that are all very different and all great. This is the oldest one in the city. Dean's the one running the show here, and he is a helpful guy, as are all the crew that work here. So thanks for staying tuned. Don't forget to like, don't forget to stop by and shop here, and I'll talk to you next time, guys. Keep on swimming.